Hey nerds, welcome to Jerry Bear Reacts. Today we're going to react to Season 2, Episode 6, aka the Season 2 finale, aka the potential series finale for Loki, entitled Glorious Purpose, which is the same exact name from Season 1, Episode 1. The very first episode was entitled Glorious Purpose, so it seems like a potential full circle moment, especially having two episodes with the same name. If you are new here, feel free to subscribe for daily content. If there's a day, there is a reaction. Links will be in the description box down below, as well as links for the Patreon, the Twitch stream, and everything in between. All 6 episodes from this season, all 12 episodes in total from Loki, every single MCU show. Full episodes are over on Patreon if you want to check those out, including all the other shows we watch here: Supernatural, The Vampire Diaries, Teen Wolf, etc., etc. The Boys, Stranger Things, Squid Game, whatever. So, with all that opening shit out of the way, that last episode, Loki learning how to grasp his powers and control whatever the hell it was he controlled, his time slipping, to be able to stop that from happening, go back, and then he goes back in time again. We now have a being that can traverse time without the assistance of the TVA. I don't know what that means. He just wants to keep his friends around. What is Loki without all of this? I remember going back to the other Loki from the first season, Glorious Purpose, and creating all the illusions that helped stop Eliath. I don't know. Because we had that Loki make the ultimate sacrifice. We had Loki from, Infinity War make that play as well. Is that their glorious purpose? But here, my thought process is, instead of having Victor Timely run out to fix this thing, to save the TVA, to save these people, to save those branches, maybe Loki has to be the one to do it, to put the suit on, go out there, and make that play again. That I'm not sure of. The only thing I'm curious about is why they were so shook about everything in the last episode. Like, oh, like Loki's like, how do you not remember me? Like, we've already been through this. And then Sylvie just being like, I don't care. And then all of a sudden having the realization that these branches are dying, even though we told her the branches were dying before any of this shit even happened. The branches are dying. We have to save the branches to save trillions upon trillions of lives. And once this is over, we can kind of talk and see how this is going to tie into the grand scheme of the MCU. So, about a 4-minute opening, counting the Patreon stuff to kick this off. We're going to not waste any more time. I'm going to go ahead and put Jerry behind the scenes. Boop. And let's watch this season, potentially series finale to Loki, Glorious Purpose. About an hour long. Oh, we're going in reverse. We're going in reverse. This is sick. It's reverse, but it's not reverse at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still moving forward, but it's going backwards. That was cool as hell.
To be brave.
Nah, no time to be brave, bro, because that shit's gonna psychofracculate you. Oh, he just snapped into his own body. Nope, I gotta be the one to do it.
I'm back.
You okay?
Right. Is that really the... We're really gonna add the...
Again.
Okay, faster.
Talking about. It's absolutely perfect. Now listen up. We have to get Timely suited up and to the loom.
Why me?
Because you volunteered. You did. You will. Something could go wrong, and you know how the multiplier works. It'll make sense. You will wear this protective suit.
I just feel like they're gonna have Timely do this over and over with him dissipating, but like Mobius even said, like, it looks like you. This suit has your shape to it. You should be the one to do it. Like, this model is for you. And maybe all in all, it is for him. Maybe it was him so far in the future to tell himself in the past that I have to be the one in the suit to get this done. And I think Loki has to be the one to get it done.
Because Timely has
Wizard?
this.
I love he just calls him a wizard.
Widen the temporal input and invert the temporal decay.
Decades.
Centuries.
Decades and centuries of being in a... Centuries later.
Make total sense.
Look, I'm not questioning.
So you mean to tell me we're going to have a century-long time jump, which obviously for them it's a lot different. Loki's just the only one going through centuries. He's a god. He doesn't really age. That's bonkers.
Don't forget, be brave.
This is attempt.
I'm to be brave.
Yes, this is attempt 5 trillion.
Man, I'm coming. OB, watch your back.
He's coming everywhere, all over everyone. Loki come. Now, that was inappropriate, but with everything else going on, imagine how many times he's had to say this. I would be exhausted. Being able to manage my time slips and bounce back and forth, I would probably just like sleep for a couple decades, you know, just to not do this and then come back and then get it going.
Casey, get the multiplier down to timely as fast as you can. Okay. Right. Shit. Right. No. I know what I'm doing. No.
He's still just gonna disappear, ain't he? Oh, come on. Gotta hoof it. Gotta hoof it, bro.
Get to the end of the gangway as fast as you can.
Oh, come on, bud. Spin that bitch. Oof, I thought something just broke. You guys don't.
Knock him back.
There should be a pulley system to just yoink him back in once it's out there.
Quick. Go.
But like, I don't want to be a dick, but even if he doesn't come back, he's did his part, right? You know, like he's done his part. All right, that door's got shut. Yeah. Oh my God, he actually came all the way back. He's got so much steam coming off of him. Just imagine for him, like in Victor Timely, in this exact moment, like he's been swooped in, and now he's looking at time and timeline branches go through something that he made that he just had on showcase in fucking Chicago in the 1800s, like 1900, whatever the fuck it was, but still.
It worked.
But that's what we were adjusting for.
Ilum will never be able to accommodate for an infinitely growing multiverse. You can't scale for infinite.
You can't scale for infinite. And I feel like him going and bouncing around is going to create more timelines, would it not? Or maybe he's still just in one. I don't know how that works. So when we had that one timeline, like everything was smooth. But it was also kind of smooth until it was pruned. All the things were pruned, right? Or was it just because there were so many timelines that was causing the TVA to have issues in the first place? Yeah. This is a lose-lose situation. Sylvie just took every bit of that blame. Because as soon as she killed He Who Remains, all of those timelines got wiped. Can he go back to that moment? Fuck. I don't know what to do here, and I don't know how much. I mean, still got 40 minutes left, dude.
It all ends if you do. I know
Everything.
this sounds strange. I've seen it. I know it.
Get out of my way.
Ooh, I won't. I won't do it.
You've been seduced by a throne.
No.
The last thing I want is a throne. Sylvie, stop!
See you soon.
Sylvie, stop!
If you want to stop me, you'll have to kill me.
So we're coming all the way back around. He just keeps killing Gang over and over. So the moment when he says we just crossed the threshold with all of that happening, do you think it's because, like he says, I can't see anything else from this point forward? Is it because of this? Is it because of Loki getting these powers? Is it still because of Wanda going through the Darkhold? Is it because of Strange? Not the snap, I don't know why I snapped. Is it because of Strange's spell for Spider-Man?
See you soon.
Hear me out.
He tried going back as soon as they got in the damn elevator together. I mean, you had that power the whole time.
So, How many times have you been at this?
What did you do?
Oh, come on. You're not telling me you haven't learned how to pause
No.
yet?
No, we haven't. You goof ass.
I figured you'd be way past that. Uh-huh. Okay. So, this is a lot for you.
This is a lot for
I
everyone.
get it. So why don't you just go through this a couple thousand more times, get your bearings, and then you just let me know. Okay? When you're ready to have a conversation. Okay?
Yeah, you've been played with this whole time.
And what makes you think this is the first time we've...
Hey, bitch. What makes you think, bro? Hell no. Yeah, score 1 for Loki right there, man. Come on. Yeah.
You're my favorite.
Yeah.
When there's the two of you here, you were my favorite. Okay. So, think you figured it all out. Remains. It remains the same. You lose.
I know.
I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? They said Loki's purpose isn't just to lose, man. They're not predestined to just lose.
And around we go.
Where it stops, nobody knows.
Make the hard choice. Break the loom and you cause a war that kills us all. Game over. Or
Kill her.
Mm.
And we protect what we can.
So the only thing that remains is that sacred timeline in these equations. It's okay. That's all that we have is that sacred timeline. That includes their original variants, right? Or no, those parts of them being jet ski sellers and prison escapees, etc., were part of branch timelines. It wasn't in the sacred timeline. Sacred timeline is just Earth 199999. It's not 616. They can stop that bullshit. 199999. Okay. My brain's it's ticking. It's thinking.
She knew the hard thing to do was the thing that had to be done. By hard, I mean impossible.
Loki.
No, there's no comfort. You just choose your burden.
Thank you, Mobius.
That's crazy because that version of... Oh no. I was gonna say that's wild because that version of Mobius hadn't got to know Loki yet. Like he wanted to take a chance with him to see what makes him tick to help them find Sylvie at that time. But for them to have that conversation and get that emotion out and still stand up and shake his hand kind of just tells you what type of man Mobius is. Honestly.
Not giving you my blessing if that's what you're waiting for.
What do I do?
He's just going around looking for guidance.
Sacred timeline. Or nothing.
It's not enough to protect the sacred timeline, Loki.
That's such a fucked, like, catch-22. Like, it's either this or nothing. That's a hell of an ultimatum. And he's just going from place in time to simply get advice.
There's a hope that you can replace that thing with something better. I know what kind of God I need to be. For you. For all of us. No!
Loki!
Bro, what the fuck is happening? I mean, first of all, he's just walking through it like it ain't no thing. Oh, never mind. There goes his clothes. Oh, that is sick. I thought he was gonna rip away like Wolverine and X3. How I stripped everything but his undies or his pants. Nothing. They could have just shown him from the chest, from the waist up. They didn't have to show his dangalang waving in the wind. But damn, like some strong ass pants he had on to survive Phoenix's shit. And the horns, baby. Yeah. Okay, Loki, bro. His like true Asgardian self. Notice how his horns are kind of like that same scheme as the He Who Remains room, the black with those gold cracks. What is that? Where did he go? Is it fixed? Like, what the fuck is...
He's giving us steps.
Oof. That better not be the end of it. I'll throw up. Is his cape making, like, timeline branches? What? There's a throne. What? What? Oh my fucking god, it's Yggdrasil. He just made Yggdrasil. After. Period. Grow together.
He who remains.
Do any of them know that we exist yet?
Oh, I guess one of them caused a little bit of a ruckus on 616 adjacent realm, but they handled it, so.
616 adjacent realm. I don't know how to express this other than the fact that 616 is the comic books. Like, that's the comic book realm. So why would we be 616? Even when they had Quentin Beck, when he was Mysterio, like, explaining that we were 616. Like, it was like, oh my god, that's so cool. But then, like, he was lying about it, just making shit up. So now they're trying to confirm that we're 616. But yet, really, we're 1999999. And that's even what they quoted in Into the Spider-Verse, or Across the Spider-Verse, when mentioning Strange and Peter. So, what?
We're all good for now.
That's all we can ask for. Are you headed up?
Yeah, I'll meet you up there.
They were talking about Quantumania, which, I mean, the movie's alright. Wasn't bad, wasn't great. It was better than the second Ant-Man. That's all we can ask for. Your file as requested. What you got in there, OB? Oh, some new handbooks. The second edition, now in yellow. Nothing. Nothing for you there, Victor Timely. You just grow up and be a wholesome little boy that you're supposed to be, man. I hope so, at least. Don't nobody drop nothing in there for him. Okay, good. Yep, I was just gonna ask where she went. I was just about to say Eliath about to come eat her ass.
I might just wait here for a little bit.
Yeah. Just kind of wait and observe. Just
Time pass.
yeah, let a little time go. You do look creepy as fuck standing in the middle of the road like that, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's like he's up on the sidewalk, though. Oof is what I say. Season 1, Episode 1 was Glorious Purpose, right? After taking the Tesseract in Endgame, and Season 2, Episode 2, Glorious Purpose, Loki learns the true nature of Glorious Purpose as he rectifies the past in this gripping finale. That is a emotionally heavy ass episode, kind of all the way around, because all these people are fine where they're at in their variants, and Loki learns. He just about gives up in episode 5 before coming to grips with learning how to control his time slipping. And now he can kind of do what he wants. And he has that conversation with Kang, with He Who Remains. And he has that conversation. Tries to learn what's the best path. It seems like he has to kill Sylvie in order for all of this, the sacred timeline, to stay. So he's going to rewrite the equation. And if he does so, that has repercussions. I think those repercussions will tie into Secret War, Kang Dynasty, etc. But we leave Loki in a place where he's on his throne. He finally has the throne that he wanted. He is a god. Is the sun shining on him again? No, not quite. But he is a god, and he is holding everything together. He's holding all of those timelines. His job is to sit there and be the god of time, essentially. Which I do find it a little bit ironic that him sitting on a crimson, him sitting on this emerald throne, him sitting here with all of this green around him, also ties into the fact that if he's the time of God, if he is the god of time, Time Stone was green. With all of that tying into itself, that's insanity. Sylvie doesn't know where she's going to go. Mobius is going to let a little time pass and sit and watch his life for a minute, looking through the glass. B-15 now has a seat at the war table. Casey and OB get to work hand in hand with one another as friends or more. Who knows? Miss Minutes is back, but she's not completely psychotic. Renslayer is going to get fucking demolished by Eliath. And that's where we leave all of these characters. The one thing about this season compared to the first season that lacks, I'll start there, is there's no Loki variants. There's no, and they already did that, of course. There's no Kid Loki, which seems to be used could possibly for future purposes. There's no Throg, who was trapped there in his jar. The Thanos copter, the little Easter eggs and stuff. There's none of that. There's no other variants. Sylvie's kind of a one of one. There's no other wild things going on. There's no other versions of Kang. It's just Victor Timely. And they prevent Victor Timely from ever growing up with not giving him that book. He's just going to be a kid. He's just going to grow up and be himself. And just be a wholesome little boy. We got some of the cool things from that first season. They don't make it here. But we do come back around, and He Who Remains. So you think I was just simply going to let her kill me? Like that was the end of it? Which it kind of seemed like it, but I think he knew that it would come back around to all of this stuff happening. Like he was waiting for Loki to have that conversation with him. So maybe in one branch, he still is at the end of time for the sacred timeline, but then there's all these other timelines and all these other branches. And that's where Secret Wars and Kang's Dynasty kind of, come into play and kind of comes into the whole multiversal saga. The only thing I'm curious about if we'll ever actually get to is the quote from Infinity War that, "I assure you, brother, the sun will shine on us again one day," from Loki to Thor, is will we ever get Loki and Thor together one last time? Because Loki sits and watches all of this stuff, but he kind of creates his own version of Yggdrasil. I think Yggdrasil is kind of mentioned in the Thor movies, and it holds the 9 realms together. But now it seems Yggdrasil is even bigger in the fact that it's holding all of reality together. Does this include those 9 realms? Does it include those things? Are those realms part of the sacred timeline? Are they a part of different things? They called Quantumania 616 adjacent realm, which I assume would be the quantum realm, right? And they're going to still call it 616. And like they said, that was handled. That was the only reference or tie-in to anything else that we've had so far movie-wise. And it seems like you could just watch this first season of Loki without having to watch, or watch the second season without having to watch the first season. They do a good job of recaps and exposition. But watching those two together, this still has the most importance in the whole multiversal saga for me. I don't think anything else is going to come around to top it. Like, this is, so far, has been the multiversal saga, has just been Loki and creating these branches. I would like to see at some point, whether it's in Valhalla or elsewhere, that Loki and Thor get that moment together. I know they want to make, you know, even another Thor, like a Thor 5 potentially, after the stinker that Love and Thunder was, with maybe getting Beta Ray Bill and maybe the end of Thor in some way, shape, form, or another. I think Thor's will be around for Secret Wars. I think Loki's will be around for Secret Wars. Sylvie, I think those characters have to make another appearance somewhere along the lines. And I think this was a good show. I don't know if I like it more than the first season, but that last episode was phenomenal. There was a lot of back and forth of like, oh, you don't know who I am? Like, oh, the branches are going to end. I don't care. No, the branches are going to die. We can't let that happen. Oh, now I don't care. Oh, wait, if I don't care, the branches are going to die, and therefore I don't have any reality. So there's a bunch of that stuff going on that seems a little unnecessary. But this season was really good. It's still, WandaVision was amazing, but I still, Loki is the best MCU show that they produced. And if this is the last season, if this is the only bit of it we get, kudos. If that's the last time we see Loki, I mean, what a phenomenal ride for Loki from start to finish. He is burdened with glorious purpose. And his glorious purpose seems to be making the sacrificial play. Like I said, Loki made the sacrifice in Infinity War. The old school Loki made his sacrifice in saving them in season 1. Loki here makes the sacrifice to say goodbye to his friends. The only thing I think overall that it's missing is Loki's, there's no emotional farewell. Like, he gets to hear Mobius say he's going to let some time pass, but Loki doesn't share a moment with B-15 or with OB. He doesn't share a moment with Mobius like he did in season 1 with a hug, or like he shakes his hand, but there's no hug. There's no, like, I have to do this. Like, he has the ability to take his time and say goodbye to people, especially Sylvie. You know, they shared that moment and they shared that kiss, and a lot of people thought it was weird. I liked it. I just feel like there should have been more of a moment between those two. I don't know. But overall, I really enjoyed it. Season 2, Episode 6, entitled Glorious Purpose. We'll see how this ties in again to Kang Dynasty, to the Multiversal Saga, to Secret War. I think we see Loki at least one more time moving forward. And I just want to give kudos to Tom Hiddleston, who initially auditioned to play Thor and ended up getting the role of Loki. I couldn't think of a better Loki. The green eyes, the black hair, the comedic timing, the mischief, the wit, the scheming, the plotting, the wholesomeness. So for Loki, for the MCU, I'm going to give this a big chef's kiss. With all that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and head out. Thank you guys for hanging out for a little bit and watching Loki. And I feel there's emotion in my body. I'm not quite sure what it is. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'll have links and everything in the description box down below. Playlist up on screen. As always, stay cute, stay hydrated. I'll catch you on the next one. For all time, always, and everything in between. Later, nerds.